How's it going, everyone? Thank you for joining Shop Talk Live. My name is Rick Ramirez, also known as Rick's 2 Cents, along with my fellow co-host Steve from Steve Makes Everything.
Hi, guys.
And Roger from Roger Shop.
Welcome, welcome.
Looks like we got a few people already in the live. Thank you for joining and let us know where you're joining us from. Appreciate it. Great Lakes Supply actually hit me up yesterday. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's called it's near us, Roger. It's some kind of CNC laser convention that they're putting in our area.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, he's actually hosting it. A bunch of different laser manufacturers and stuff are actually going to be there. That's cool. Maybe he'll post the info later. Good evening, everyone. Hello.
Hey, Andrew.
Tim said, "Hey, people." you can already start to see who our regulars are.
Yeah, first timer here. Well, more than welcome.
Yeah, let us know if you have any questions. This is a live questions and answers for CNCs, lasers, 3D printers, entrepreneur questions, influencer questions. It's an open forum. Let us know. Hello from Ozark.
We're all so sedate tonight.
Say that again?
I said we're all so sedate tonight.
Good evening, all. Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Oh, there it is, down under.
Hey, Chris. Tim said UV printers if I can ever get one. Laugh out loud.
You can come and borrow mine, Tim. I did feel kind of bad because I got a production E1 before people who actually bought them. But I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say no, send it to Tim. But you're welcome to come and use it if you need it.
Radu said hello from Milwaukee. Hey, how's it going? Chris saying hello to the other people.
So for you makers and creators out there, are you working on anything for Halloween? Anything special? I mean, it's closer than you think it is, and I am kind of buried with work with that, and I'll show something here later. Little project we've got going on. It's especially good as a craft for kids. And if you have any kind of organization where there's children involved and they're looking for something to do and you're trying to keep them off the streets and keep the parents involved, I'll got a project here I'll show you in a little bit. A good thing to do, and give yourself a good name, and it leads to more business.
So is that why you mailed me spray paint? What the hell is this? Why did you mail me this?
You got a graffiti date later? Go spray something on the wall under a bridge?
Came with a black hoodie.
You got a rail yard close to you, so
there you go.
All kinds of canvases to work with.
Lots of boxcars. Yeah.
I have a surprise. I have a PWN CNC on the way.
Oh, yeah.
4x4. Full setup.
That's right.
So it's gonna be cool to see it exactly next to the Onefinity. It's gonna have the Masso controller. It's pretty much identical to what I have, except their version of it. So it's gonna be cool to do a side-by-side comparison and kind of check some of those features out. So
I've been still working on Xtool to send me a metal fab. I think they're starting to break down. I might be able to get one.
I actually gave up with it. I gave up on that. So
yeah, it's and their UV laser as well, because I flat out said I want to do a head-to-head comparison between it and the Omni X. But right now they will not tell you anything about their UV laser other than, hey, it's a UV laser.
Well, Radu here is a good one. Here is a good dad joke. How do you fix a damaged jack-o'-lantern? Use a pumpkin patch.
Oh, groan.
Dad joke. Chris says that was a DIY graffiti kit.
Yeah.
A hoodie and a spray paint can. Hello from South Milwaukee. Hey, thanks for joining, Dave. Thanks for joining.
So this week, Roger, I mentioned last week I was asking you about the H2D, the bamboo, and I now have one in my shop.
Nice.
It is by far the best 3D printer I've ever used.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with the bamboo product. So
yeah, is that this one's even better than the carbon and their first one? Like, this thing is slick. Everything looks like it's injection molded.
Is that the same thing that's behind Roger?
No,
it's a step up.
Okay.
It's got a bigger bed and like all around, even the height. It's pretty tall actually. Now somehow when I bought it, I ended up getting 2 AMS Pros, but whatever, I'll find a use for it.
What's an AMS Pro?
It's
the multi spool for.
So color. You'll be able to do 8 color.
Yeah, I don't really need to do more than 1 color, but.
Yeah.
Did you get it on that big sale when we're all talking about, or did they send you for review?
No, I paid for it. I paid cash money.
Nice one.
It's already printing lots of multi-board for my shop wall. Nice. So it's already been busy.
Roger, we were talking about having a 3D printer. Besides making things that you could sell, you start using for practical things within your shop. And I was surprised on PWNCNC's website, every single hose adapter that you could dream of, like
a
coupler, an angle, like just crazy stuff. They're like $1 and you can download them. And I was surprised that like they actually are, but obviously then you're using it with their products, right? So they're that they've done all the work for you. Like it literally just says DeWalt, or this one says whatever, or like I have that hose with the clicks. You know what I'm talking about? Where you push it in the hole and it pops open.
Yeah.
Like quick connects.
Yeah, the quick connects. So they even have that, and they even have like the maglock ones. Have you seen those? I got that on the way. I should get that in a few days. It's basically you take 2 ends of the hose on both sides, has a magnet, so it's click. Then if you want to just connect it, you can. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just don't use PLA for that. Use PETG.
Yeah. Or nylon. Well, maybe not nylon. Nylon's a big sponge.
Or ABS.
Yeah, ABS would be better. Yeah.
You don't want to make it in carbon fiber and make it look fancy?
Well, you could if you wanted to, I suppose. I just got done pulling a whole batch of these things off of one of the 3D printers. These are risers for lasers to keep the line to go into the laser head and the arrow line from flopping down on the work. And we sell the hell out of these. I probably sell 100 of these a month.
Tim said the word you're looking for is doohickey. Yeah.
Yeah, doohickey.
What's them call it? Doohickey? Something like you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Widget.
Yeah.
Okay, Jim says update on the stolen from. Not sold any so far, but a great door opener, and yes, it is. In fact, I just got done yesterday doing 100 more of those for a bar. Should be getting a 150/200 glassware order in the next couple of days. 2 appointments coming up because of the coasters. Yep, good deal.
You'll be looking for more lasers and a bigger house soon.
Yeah.
Of course, the batch of coasters I just did were sublimated, so they went really fast.
Nice.
I can do 24 at a time on the heat press. So.
Kevin said everything just boarded a flight, so I'll be listening as long as I can. Thanks.
Oh, well, where are you flying to?
Let us know. Tim said a thingamajig update on the doohickey. Yeah. The point is, you got what I was talking about. There you go. Hey, Skylar.
Hey there, Skylar.
She said, I use a mag connector on all my tools at the shop. Yeah, see? That's cool.
Oh, yeah, and a dust collector. So I guess that went over my head when you said mag connector. Yeah, and a dust collector, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're talking about like a hose, right? Like water.
Yeah, let me grab it. This camera doesn't follow me. Hold on.
I wonder
the
what
mag
the
connectors, they've
pressure
got that
rating is.
for dust collector too.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
they've been around for dust collectors forever. Wonder what the pressure rating on that would be. Is there an O-ring in there somewhere? No.
I'm gonna CA glue it.
Well,
So Roger, you could buy this for $1 the file and all the
Well,
connectors.
I could design that too.
yeah, for free.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, for a
if I
buck,
want to
it's
save a
done.
buck.
A buck, it's done.
Well,
Well,
it's
I
cash
needed
money, right?
to have a jig to do. I had the laser engrave. I had to laser engrave 100 of these bottle openers like this, and I was like, oh, crap, I gotta design a jig for that. And just for the heck of it, I wanted a Thingiverse. Somebody already did it, so okay.
Of course.
Of course, that was a free download, so I just did that and used that, and it worked out perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want any kind of jig like that, check Thingiverse or Things or something first, because
Yeah,
if you've
Somebody's
got that
probably
headache,
already made
somebody
it.
already had it.
yeah.
You're not the first one with the Einstein idea. Santa's
the
laser
headache.
engraved said, hello,
Or the
everyone.
headache.
Yeah, there you go. That's why I said it for a buck. Maybe worth it, Kevin said home Chattanooga, Tennessee from Dallas, traveling this week.
Oh, flying out of Dallas Fort Worth. Done that quite a few times. Travel weekly. And of course, it's with 2 E's and not the EA.
Yeah, I was out east at a conference for work, so it
Okay.
was good to be home.
Tim's asking Jim what substrate of the coaster you're giving out. Cork, slate, or ceramic. And I'm going to answer a little bit of this according to what I do. On the high-end bars, it's slate. I have done a few ceramics for a couple of the local bars, and I have done a few cork ones. But by far, for the lower end bars, not the real high end martini bars, they like the neoprene ones that are sublimated, using dye sublimation. They're cheap.
Neoprene, I'm surprised.
Yeah, it's a neoprene sublimatable coaster. They cost about 21 cents a piece to make. Sell them for $1. And I can do 24 at a time in 60 seconds. So it works out pretty good.
Nice. Dave said, I'm thinking about a printer, a QID or Century Carbon.
Yeah, Kitty.
What do you else suggest?
I've had Kitty printers in the past. They're not bad.
Actually, I had a small one. I just gave it away, actually, not that long ago.
Well, that was my thing with the Kitty I had I think it was a Galaxy 3. It was just not big enough for what I do, so I ended up selling it.
Yeah, it prints well.
Yeah, no problems with them.
Just smaller footprint.
Yeah.
And Kitty does make some larger format printers. That's just the one I had wasn't quite big enough.
They just released one that's going to try and take on bamboo. Of course, everybody wants to take on bamboo now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a large format and it looks virtually identical to bamboo, like a carbon.
Hello from Waverly, Iowa. Hey, Gary, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. So, Roger, I'm doing my usual, since you asked, jack-o'-lanterns. I'm sticking what works, as they say. I haven't added anything new to Halloween, but I do have a new DeWalt planer. So with Cinco de Mayo right around the corner, everyone's starting to celebrate that. What's it called? Not Cinco de Mayo. Why did I say Cinco de Mayo? With the Day of the Dead coming, a lot of people do that right around Halloween, start getting ready, getting everything ready. So I'll start making more of those lanterns.
Yeah, this is going to be our first year where we have not been down in Mexico during Day of the Dead.
Yeah,
we're going later in the month, but normally we're down there for that. It's quite the celebration. And for those that are not familiar with what Day of the Dead is, it's not Halloween. It's not some spooky satanic thing. It's where people, especially of the Mexican descent, celebrate their past relatives. It's all honoring the dead. And it is quite the celebration down there, and it is quite the event.
And anyone who's Hispanic and ever sees Roger going over the deep end on Hispanic things, just know that he's part-time Mexican. It was not meant to be offensive to anyone.
Yeah. Okay, what we're doing
immersed in our culture.
Yeah. What we're doing right now for Halloween has become very, very popular. I'm going to show just an example of it. I've got 2 of them here. I don't know, Rick, can you blow that up?
Yeah.
So these are not painted. These are just laser cut. And what these are they're 2 pieces that fit over the top of each other. And the whole idea is to have the children paint these however they want, paint the pumpkins orange or the witches black and the bats and stuff. And then these 2 pieces slip together. And they can either sit on a table like so, or they can put a piece of twine around the top and they can hang it as an ornament. And the nice thing about it is, because this is kind of bulky, it comes apart. Well, most of the time. It comes apart in 2 pieces and you can lay it flat. You can store it till next year. And we're cranking these out, just almost daily right now. This is such a popular item, especially for places where kids can do crafts and get their parents involved and, that kind of thing, especially for the charitable organizations. And we do a lot with the charities. So
Roger, what did you call that before? You called that pack and play or something? You had a name for that, like when you're able to pack something that's not assembled. We were making fun saying it's a Kia. It's the whole idea of that you being able to ship something, but it's not assembled.
if you wanted to, you could, if you ship something like this, where the 2 pieces are flat together, you can ship it for about $2. If you put it together, you're looking at about $8.
Right.
So it's all about the size of the carton.
Yeah. So big advantage being able to assemble something if you're shipping it, because it's a lot smaller footprint, right?
Yeah. Oh, here Jim's saying about. I'll back up just a second there. About Cork, he prefers to do Cork. He doesn't like engraving slate. The lasers he has will engrave gray and not white. You should be able play with your setting. You should be able to get a white. You can even get a gold.
Yeah.
So slate, real easy.
We say it all the time, but just run a material test in Lightburn.
Yeah. I've talked to Jim quite a bit about this one, and it, like a UV laser doesn't really have at least a 5-watt UV laser. It doesn't have the juice to really engrave like super white.
Yeah, a diode laser, a blue diode laser, I can get
a diode laser would do okay.
Yeah, Santa's laser engraving actually hit me up yesterday. Said I was looking at your coasters online. What's the finish you put on it? And it was just a
clear coat,
matte spray paint.
Yeah.
See, I use automotive lacquer.
See, I've done that too, but it just takes longer to dry.
Well, the automotive lacquer I use flashes. It's dry in 3 minutes. Yeah. It's like what you would actually be using in a body shop.
Okay. Yeah, I tried the lacquer and it took like overnight. So I was like, I kind of screwed myself on order. I ended up making more and letting them dry.
Yeah, you need to move to an automotive style lacquer or an automotive style urethane. But if you're going to use a urethane, you're going to need a respirator.
Yeah. Hello from
Bessemer, Alabama.
There you go. Hello. Thanks for joining, Dave. Kevin said, looking to order a Monport Reno 65 Pro tomorrow. Before you order it, either hit Roger up so we can probably give you some an affiliate link or some kind of discount code for a Monport.
I don't have an affiliate link with Monport anymore. That kind of expired, but I think you probably do.
Yeah,
so
Kevin.
On it.
Yeah, Kevin, if you want, hit me up and I can probably give you some kind of discount code or something. Matter of fact, I do. I think I have $100 off Monport. I think it's like Rick. I'll find it. Send me a message if you want, and I'll send you the discount code.
That's not a bad little CO2 laser.
No.
They keep bugging me, Monport, and they always bug me at the worst possible time, so I have to keep saying no.
Yeah, Madra was saying they sell a lot of pumpkin lanterns. Yeah, that's a popular item. We don't do those anymore, but we used to in the past.
Yeah, I sell tons of them. I just use cedar fence pickets.
Yep.
So actually, I was gonna sell a bundle this year and post it online because people have been asking for it. Because I was gonna throw it on Etsy and I never did, and I get so many messages on YouTube the YouTube video like, "Where's the link?" Of the ones that I've had success selling. So rather than you going through 100, it's like these are the 7 or 8 that actually sell. Yeah.
So Tim's asking what thickness were the neoprene coasters I suggested. They're 3 millimeter thick. They're 3.5 inches in square, and they're sublimatable. And I buy them from, if I'm in a hurry, I'll get them from Amazon. Otherwise, I get it from AliExpress. Then I can buy 1,000 at a time. Just takes a while to get here.
What's LA Express? I never heard of that.
Alley.
Oh,
Ali.
Oh, okay. I thought you said LA Express. I'm like, I never heard of that one.
No, Ali.
I know you like hanging out Mexicans, but damn, you went over the deep end on that one. They got to take it off the train first, and then you get at a deep discount.
Oh, I like this. I got to go. I'll send my questions telepathically. See how many you answer when I watch the replay. Well, my ESP isn't worth a crap. So
yeah, my wife has been wondering why I don't have ESP for 20 some years.
Chris said flat pack. That's the word I was looking for.
Yes, I said that, and you didn't give me credit. You give him credit.
You said flat pack. My apologies, Steve. I didn't hear you say it. Okay. I couldn't think of the word, but
you can go ahead and thank Chris.
Tony said hello from. There you go. Hello. Jim said only have a UV and a CO2 gavel. Hold on 1 second, guys.
Well, that might be a little tougher. I don't not have a UV, but I do have a CO2, and I don't use it on slate.
Yeah, it's just he's got 2 great lasers. They're just not great for slate. Where'd Rick go? Oh, he's on the phone. Yeah, I did send Jim a sample of a slate coaster engraved on the Titan. Now, a 100-watt fiber laser can make white coasters, white slate. But there you go. It's another slippery slope, right? You got to buy yet another laser to make all that happen.
That too on slate. If you crank the power up high enough, you can get a gold color.
My father-in-law is trying to borrow one of my tools, but it's it takes premix, right? And I didn't want him to try to mix his own gas and blow up my tool. Stills are not cheap.
Yeah.
Say hi, everyone.
Hi.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something.
What are you going to tell me?
Where are we here?
I want to know which gas is for the chainsaw.
Yeah, Mom told me.
Because Papa's taking one of the chainsaws.
Trade Skillers Anonymous. Hey, that's
I like that name. Like that name.
Let us know where you're joining us from. I don't recognize the name. Appreciate you joining the live today.
Joining.
Nice. You got to get it. Not sure what he's referencing to.
Good day.
TSA. TSA? What's TSA? Other than the Transportation Safety Administration.
Yeah.
Much better than the Mega, I hear.
See, it moved.
Good day, Santa.
Wait, we have a pyramid that moved.
Okay, yes. Go over there, crazy boy.
Oh.
Hello from Portland, Oregon. Hello, thank you for Ordinary Woodworker. Thank you for joining us again. I do recognize the name. Let us know if you have any questions.
Well, if diode lasers are dying, what's a good budget laser?
Okay.
I don't know that they're dying. Really.
Yes.
Drum roll, please.
So this is related to my video, I assume, and I did not say diode lasers are dying. Companies that make diode lasers are starting to die. I got a feeling that when the dust settles, all the diode lasers that are out there, and there should be still a few of them, will all be $2,000, $1,500.
Well, I actually had a email this morning. I didn't even reply to it. They wanted me to review it's literally a $99 laser. It's
Yeah.
2.5 watt with a 100 millimeter square work area. Don't even waste my time.
Yeah, there's some screaming deals out there right now. Check out Longer's still has the Ray 5. The thing is just the machine that won't die.
Yeah, it's a workhorse.
And they're cheap. Like I think you can get them for. I just actually saw a sale pass into my inbox today.
A 10-watt laser just showed up on my door today.
10 watt.
So I think I'm going to do the review and give it away.
I don't have the message again. But Longer's having a pretty decent sale right now, and the Ray 5 that goes up to 20 watts, and then if you want to go bigger than 20, the B1 Longer B1 is also on sale. It's a good laser too.
Do you see the comment?
Yes, I saw it.
Steve, mine's in writing. I approved it. I said it.
Roger, Tony's asking me if I 2.1 filament. No, because I don't want to mess around with a different size hot end, a different size extruder. I just stick with the 1.75 on everything.
And why would you do that?
It's a bigger diameter filament, and supposedly you can print faster. But I just, it would take so much swap, and then it'd be a whole nother set of inventory. And I've got a big enough inventory now with my 1.75 filament. I don't need to add another size to it.
Is there any strength difference?
No.
Just the ability to pump more filament out there faster. But yeah, you're basically rebuilding the 3D printer. Now, most of the 2.1 like large format filament is mostly industrial stuff, right? So
yeah, a lot of times you can get some huge spools of it too, but
yeah,
I just don't want to mess with it.
Yeah, I got 6 spools today, in fact, as part of my H2D purchase.
So were they in the same box, or I put them in a different box?
No, different. I ordered the H2D, which apparently had the AMS packed inside it, and then I ordered an AMS and three spools of filament from Bamboo and 3 from Sunlu, and the Bamboo stuff came in like 5 different packages or something. Like it's just and they all came on the same UPS truck, so I don't know why they shipped them all separate. Hilarious. But
Kevin said, how does the email Kevin, here's my email address, send me an email, and I will send you the discount code from Onport.
Now when the UPS guy arrived, he was immediately grumpy because on the side of the box somebody had written 28 pounds. And he was complaining because it wasn't 28 pounds. I said, no, it's probably 68 pounds.
Oh,
maybe they were thinking kilograms.
No, 28 kilograms wouldn't be 68 pounds either. He said they lie all the time.
That's hilarious. Yeah, so Rick taking off. How can I message him? I'll reply tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Kevin, yeah, send me that email. I displayed my email address, and I'll get you the discount code. I'm pretty sure it's $100, so it's a decent amount.
Trade Skiller Anonymous says he just retired-ish. A longtime woodworker, somewhat new laser in CNC. Well, yeah, I retired-ish 2 years ago, and now I work harder than I did when I had a job.
Yeah, I do too. I retired in 2019, and I'm busier now than I was when I was working. And I'm trying to figure out how the hell I got everything done back when I was working.
Yeah, I have the same, thinking. Like, you always worry when you're going to retire. Like, I retired at 58, right? So, it's like, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? And now it's just like, how did I ever work? Because I got too much to do. So.
You guys are depressing me. I got a long way until I can retire.
You just squirrel away a bunch of money in a sock, and before long you can retire.
Yeah,
I had the good luck of being in the tech business, so salaries were high and I could quit early.
Yeah, and by the time you retire, you'll have that silver hair that Steve and I both have too. So
There
Natural
you go.
highlights, man.
yeah,
Well, you'd be happy with silver hair, Rick.
I could steal your name, the Silver Fox. Said
Well,
yes.
I figure by the time you retire, you won't have any hair. So
So yes, that's the video. I think he's talking about your diode video.
yeah. A few people have mentioned that, and it's like, I didn't say diode lasers were going to die, but I think there's going to be a bunch of companies that are starting to consolidate.
Yeah, you should definitely write hashtag dying diodes. Just to give Steve some support.
well, you got a good one coming in from Clack here pretty quick.
Yes.
All right, so
I heard-
Trade Scale Anonymous. So I've got a 4x4 CNC, a Commaker Omni, a Thunderbolt. What is the most fun project that you've done using multiple tools? I enjoy mixing tools on projects.
Mine would be a shot glass flight.
You think that's
I've
a
used
fun
both of-
project? It's more fun
well,
to use the shot glass flight.
Oh, well, it was. I don't have one around here to show, but it's a combination of CNC and diode laser work.
Yeah. Well, in this case, you could use either of the Omni or the Thunderbolt, but yeah, you can do that. That's a pretty simple project. Actually, with the Omni, you could engrave the glasses, the shot glasses,
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yep.
Yeah, shot glass holder as well as the shot glasses.
and then use the Thunderbolt to put some labeling on the board.
Sounds like he's got a fairly deep investment in the trades.
Well, my
Yeah.
big thing with the shot glass flights I did was it said right across the base of a liquid courage.
Oh, there you go. He said also a bamboo printer because patience.
Yeah. I don't use. I mean, I've got a bunch of 3D printers, but until I got this bamboo, I didn't have any of them in the shop, and I started printing one of these multi boards, like the back plate. It's just basically 8x8 octagons, and it said it was going to take 3 hours to do, and it's like, what the hell? I could cut this out in 10 minutes on a CNC.
Right. Yeah.
I kind of forgot how slow our 3D printers actually are.
Oh, wait till you get into the Gridfinity and go down that rabbit hole.
Well, it's the same thing, right? Like multi-board is basically Gridfinity for walls.
Yeah.
There's lots of adapters to go between the two as well.
I can kind of relate to this one here. Tim's asking Jim, and when you design a stolen from coaster, you just use their logo and add the text. If you use their logo, do they get pissed for using the logo? I have done that. Grab their logo off like their Facebook page, just to do a sample, and I've never had any negative feedback from it. They're like, "Oh, this is cool. How much are these? And how many can I get? And what's the minimum order? And how long it take to get them? And what other
Now, I
styles?"
think if you did that to Chicago Bears or something, that might be a problem.
Well, yeah, that would be a problem there.
I don't think it would be, right?
Well, if you're selling them to the Chicago Bears, you're probably okay. But
they might even be mad though you're doing it. Like I know Disney's insane like that. I've seen
Disney's a kind of a unique company in the copyright world, right?
Yeah. Harley and Disney are like hardcore.
Yeah, like they literally keep changing the copyright law in the US to appease Disney. Because it was originally supposed to be the copyright would expire 7 or 20 years after the copyright holder died. Well, Walt Disney died in the 70s?
Yeah.
And they keep changing the law to make because Disney's bread and butter is Mickey Mouse, right? So
right.
Now they did have to expire some of the original Mickey Mouse versions from like the 30s, but so you can use those.
Yeah, Chris says too many people think retired equals no more work. That ain't right. That just ain't right.
It's way more work is what it really means.
Yeah. Because then you start finding out all this other stuff you need to do that you never did before.
Clack said retiring at 50 is cool.
And congratulations, Clack.
Yeah.
So are you officially retired now, Clack? I haven't been able to join your last couple lives. So
Last time I looked, he had 24 days, but that was probably 24 days ago.
Well, I'm looking ahead at the comments, so he's got less than that.
Yeah.
Oh, David says, "Hey Steve, there's a YouTube video stating Alberta may be trying to leave Canada. Any truth to that? There's always people complaining. I don't think it's going to happen. But
if it was on Facebook, it's probably real.
Yeah, yeah, it's on the internet. It must be true.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
if they're going to leave Canada, where the hell are they going to go?
I don't know. They're landlocked, so really they could only go to like the U.S., join like North Dakota or something.
Rub it in, clack. Jeez. Great Lake Supply. Hey! I did mention your convention, so you want to drop some links to that? We can share it for sure. Santa's Laser Grave says 6 years left, then laser work and delivering presents.
There you go.
Nice one.
Awesome. Full-time Santa at that point. Still a job.
Yeah. I figured about the amount of money I have in the bank now, I could retire at 70 for about 3 days. That's sad but true. Sad but true. Chris said, "Good day, Dave. 2 weeks or 4 working days." Nice one.
Then you could just like mail it in. Like they're not going to fire you 4 days from the end of your job, right? So
you know what? That's sad though, but companies do that, man. I know.
What a bunch of jerks, man.
The company I work for, they laid off like 110 employees, maybe like a year ago. And the story was that they were pension people, like close to the end of their pension. They fired them.
Wow.
I don't know if that was true. They didn't announce who they were, but that was the rumors.
And in the U.S., does that screw their pension completely?
Yeah, because you have to work so many years to get full pension. So if you're literally like don't make it, you don't get it. You're not vested, right?
Yeah, those people would be in the Supreme Court here, trying to justify that.
Yeah. Trade Skill Anonymous said, "Turning 57 tomorrow, still figuring out what I want to do when I grow up." You got time.
That's a good way to be.
There's a song, "I Don't Want to Grow Up." I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Now, Ordinary Woodworker says retire since March of 2025, and he quickly found out he don't have time to even do nothing. Yep. That's absolutely true.
I like that. Don't have time to even do nothing.
That's why Clack is going to find out at 50. He's got like 40 more years of working hard out.
Yeah. Here he's saying, 2 more days at the office on paper, but 14 days officially.
Nice.
Can't you just call in sick for 2 days?
Use all your PTO.
Okay, 2-week update on the new X1C carbon. That's a bamboo printer.
Yep.
Spoke 200 hours of print time. Every one of mine's way over that now. Unfortunately, no problems. Can't wait for my second one to show up. Lots of Christmas gifts to print. Good deal.
Nice. Yeah, I can definitely see myself buying another one. Another H2D.
What was the full damage, Steve?
It's hard to tell because it's in Canadian dollars, so it's like $8 million, but it's probably like well, it was, I mean, you can figure it out, right? It's US price on an H2D combo pack plus an AMS 2 Pro. So another, I don't know, $500 or whatever that is.
About 1,500.
No, I think it's more than that. The combo is, I think, 2,000.
Oh, well, plus the AMS, I would add another 500.
Yeah, the combo in the US, I think, is 1,900, isn't it?
I haven't looked lately.
So, Steve, do you plan to use it to make something to sell, or just plan to use it for stuff for yourself?
It's mostly for stuff that I need, like around the shop. I do a lot of jigs and stuff, right? So it's mostly for that kind of thing. And like I said, I want to build a whole. I'm doing some reshaping in my workshop, and I want to put a whole wall of multi-board and then build like a cabinet under it, like a workbench, and
nice.
Fill the drawers with Gridfinity stuff. So the thing will be busy. I figured I need at least 68 by 8 multi-board panels at 3 hours a piece. So, there's already, a couple hundred hours.
Okay, Chris says he doesn't much mix devices on product, but pairs products like beer glass, laser, and coasters with the CNC.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, logo off the internet. And like I said, I've never had any pushback on it. Everybody is, oh, this is cool. And if they're not really interested, I just say, well, hell, take it. You can keep it. I give them my card. I said, if you change your mind, give me a call.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that definitely is a huge advantage. Walking in with a finished product of something you're actually trying to sell them. I think that's great.
Yeah, especially if it's branded for them. Like, it's not like you're going to go into business selling coasters for some bar, right? To everybody, you're going to sell it to the bar.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be too upset anyway. But it gives them that kind of personal touch, right? Like they can.
Chris said, I can't admit anyone getting mad at their logo.
Right, that's right.
Anyone getting mad at their logo for a free sample. I was just saying for teams, they might get upset. That's the only reason. That's the only way I could see. Or you're like we were saying, certain people are super protective, like Harley or Disney, right?
Yeah. But again, if you're selling something like a Harley coaster to a non-Harley employee, that might be a different problem, right?
Yeah, that would definitely be not a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, I've done some Harley stuff, but it's it's just, here it is. I'm not going to sell this stuff because I know they're pretty uptight.
I have too, and I've given them. They've been giveaways to like relatives and friends, that have bikes and stuff. Well, here's some Harley coaster. There's a Harley sign for your man den and man cave, I should say.
Yeah.
So, Trade Skillers Anonymous. For what it's worth, I enjoy your guys' work. It's great to hang out with like-minded people, figuring out how to get things done. Love all the industrial arts and the people who engage with them. Thank you.
Wow, I haven't heard it called industrial arts since I was in high school.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're not a member of our Facebook group, you should definitely join the Facebook group because I haven't seen you on the Facebook group. Everyone shares a lot of work. You'd be surprised. It's very cool. I suggest you join the group. And just so you're aware, this is Shop Talk Live's Facebook group, and I'm saying it in that way because Roger's a maker who sells things. I'm a maker who sells things. Steve's a maker who sells things. You're not stepping on anyone's toes, posting anything on it. We encourage you to do so.
By the same token, none of the three of us are in competition on anything.
Yeah,
no.
We all do something different.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's some overlap, but not much.
Right.
Yeah, that's really.
There'll be a lot more overlap when Rick starts selling CNC stuff, but.
Well, I'm waiting for Steve to get more into coasters.
We already got a huge CNC all the way over there.
Yeah.
I know. I have the same one.
Yeah. So very cool. Let's see. Where were we at?
I don't know. I've lost us in the stream here. Here we are. Okay.
So JM Creative Studio says me too. Last Friday 57, and the same boat as Trade Skillers Anonymous.
Yeah, at 57, you're old enough to just not care anymore about all the crisis at work, and you're young enough that you're still energetic. When you retire, you can still do things. So it's a good time. Yeah, I was actually 57 when I retired. About 2 months later, I was 58.
So I like Griffin. I use it a lot.
What's that?
What's Griffin?
I don't know. I was trying to figure that out. So
let us know. So if you like it a lot, let us know. Maybe we'll like it too. We just don't know what it is.
Hey, has anybody noticed that there's now a Mill Mage website like Lightburn?
No.
I didn't
yeah,
know
it's
that.
out there. They must be finally getting ready to ship it.
Oh wow.
We
I
didn't
don't know if anybody's
that at
using
all.
Mill Mage on the call here.
I'm surprised all these beta testers out here weren't trying to be the first to announce that somewhere.
Yeah, Jim says
Camera's moving.
Go ahead.
Jim saying he puts his logo and a phone number in the back of the sample. I don't do that. Other than On the back, it may say, created by Moonshine Designs and,
Yeah,
made in
that's
USA. But
right.
otherwise, I do give them a business card.
You could always
Yeah,
engrave a business card.
I like to put my logo on things that go out my door, but it's always some subtle small thing. It's not like blazing across the back of a table or something, right?
My wife bought me for Christmas one of those brands.
Yeah.
Yes, you could do it with a laser engrave, but it has a unique look, right? But I've had trouble with being consistent, and so
it's hard. There's a skill involved there.
Yeah,
I've made some of those.
When we first got a laser,
You got a
Mom
diode
was like,
or a fiber laser. You can
the
make
house
them.
already smells like a hamster cage.
Do you hear what he said? When we first got a laser, my mom said the house already smells like a hamster cage.
Trade Skillers Anonymous says he likes Gridfinity, and I do too. But boy, you talk about going down a rabbit hole and making stuff. It's just like it never ends.
But that's a good thing, There's always the next challenge, right? So,
Trade Skill Anonymous. The Facebook group is called Shop Talk Live. The link that I posted, it's not a website. It's just an auto forward. So shoptalklive.club. It just automatically brings you to Facebook, so we don't have to have this big giant long.
Yeah, this brings you straight to Facebook.
So go to shoptalklive.club. It just brings you to Facebook. It's not a website.
Yep, it's not a website.
I got a narrative today, guys.
You're there, yeah.
1.21 gigawatts. Wow, back to the future. You gotta have the.
Well, Clack's on. He's and Vintari's usually on too. The other Steve.
We can't buy any.
They both
more
have those
like
gigantic
100
lasers.
already.
Although I hear both of them are complaining about the size of the thing. So
Yeah, so if you want a laser that big, you're gonna have to make sure you got the proper size flux capacitor.
There you go. Are all young chickens? You're all young chickens. I'm turning 85 next month. Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, good for you.
85 next year.
I think Jim has way more energy than I do.
Yeah.
There you go. Millage is releasing code to their own website.
Yeah, they just set up. I guess they didn't want to have brand confusion with Lightburn, so they set up another site.
He never posted the link. So he's getting ready to go live.
Yep.
Whoops. Okay. Maybe I'll share it in the Facebook group. Roger, I looked it up. From me, it was 2 hours away, I think.
Yeah, it was 2 hours away.
I think it's in Michigan.
Michigan.
Eon Laser.
Before.
Eon Laser and a couple other laser manufacturers are going to be there. It's a conference, a makers conference. They were going over a bunch of stuff. So I think it was $60 to go, and it includes some courses and drinks and 2 meals, I think.
My big thing is it depend on the date because I am so buried with stuff.
Yeah. You said must be blocking it. Nope.
Shouldn't be.
We're the ones who actually share it.
Share what?
So I didn't see anything.
Oh yeah, we're the ones that share it.
Sorry, Steve. Here's one. I have trouble cutting through 6 foot thick armor plating with my 1.2 gigawatt laser.
So the CNC that we just got,
maybe you need a chiller.
And we're gonna test it one day.
Yeah, so those who are late, we do have the PWN CNC, the new CNC they just released on the way. I think it'll be here in, you told me 4 weeks, about a week ago, so it'll be here soon.
4 weeks, and we're already waiting for something I wanted. It's a little phone robot, and you put your phone on it, and this like goes all over the place.
Have you guys seen this robot? You literally stick your phone on it, and it turns your phone into like a robot that interacts with you.
Yeah, and if it sees it done, you have to pet the phone.
Crazy fun. All right, go upstairs. Go. I love you.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
It follows you around. It answers questions. It's basically AI, right? Kind of funny.
Yeah, it shouldn't be blocking.
I forgot.
You said it's Saturday the 27th in Rockford, Michigan. Yeah.
Well, it's 27. That must mean October.
Yeah.
Hello from South Carolina.
Hello.
A few new names tonight.
Yeah. Thanks for joining. Just popping in. Let us know if you have any questions. A coworker actually.
Wonder if Santa got his shop dirty yet.
Oh. Santa, did you get up to speed first, Chris? Yeah, Santa's laser engraving is definitely very impressive. He actually said, sent me a message and said we could share it if we wanted to. So let me see if I can find it. I think that anyone who's in woodworking would be quite impressed with this job. Let's see. Let me find it. Steve, you want to take over real quick while I look for this?
Well, since the next question is for me, I will. Chris says he's using a 6-ton iceberg for cooling. Yeah, where are you getting an iceberg in Australia? Now the whole story is broken down into disbelief.
You're dragging stuff in from Antarctica.
Before the iceberg, it was believable, right?
Yes. Trades Killer is encouraging Jim to keep up the good work. Yeah, Jim's doing some awesome stuff, man. He's hardcore sales though. Well, I could never do what he does.
Oh, there's a new name here.
Here.
Yeah, we've seen it. We Create finally put out bi-directional engraving. Yes, I have seen that. I played with it a little bit.
About time.
Yeah, and I played with it a little bit, and it does greatly speed things up.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not sure why they were dragging their feet so long. I mean, even this goes back to the original vision, right? Like they didn't have it there. They didn't have it in the Vista. So, and I don't know. It must have been some kind of a software issue they were trying to work out. But
guys, take a look at this.
No, my shop ain't no clean like that. No.
He says it's dirty, but this looks like a hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a hospital.
It looks amazing. The floor is done. If you guys seen any of his videos, he literally built this shed, man, cave, whatever work area, however you want to call it. Insulated, did the electric, and did the floor. So you're not looking at like he did all this.
It's cool. It's kind of like a den with tools.
Yeah.
I wish I had space like that to work with.
Yeah, how big is this shop?
He has another video. It's
not as wide as mine. Like my shop is 25 by 35. Of course, I have my tractor parked in there most of the time, but
mine's 24 by 36. You know, granted, I do have the loft above, which I do things up there, but you know, of course, we have the center section is dedicated to shipping, and the right-hand side dedicated to where I keep my forklift and boxes that we use to ship stuff in.
I have a loft, attic type thing above mine too, but it's basically just full of laser boxes.
Jim, I had to put I want to be at 85. Good job, Jim. Yeah,
I had to put my Anycubic Max up in the loft because I didn't have room for it down here in our office where the rest of my printers are. That thing is massive.
Wow. It's bigger than a carbon?
Oh, yeah. This thing is huge. And I got rid of one of my longer printers on bed slinger and replaced it with that Anycubic Max. And wow, it's a big printer.
Yeah. So he's running into problems trying to post the URL into a comment. That's why.
Yeah, I guess YouTube. YouTube's blocking it somehow automatically. So it's not us. We're not blocking you. We're close to it.
That's where you get the icebergs from.
Yeah, I got a feeling by the time it gets to Australia, it's probably mostly water.
It's an ice cube. What is this? Blurf?
Velf.
Okay.
Have you not watched any of Velf's videos?
No.
He's a kindred spirit.
So Cork with the Lumos has not been great though with the bidirectional.
Yeah, I never even tried Lumos. They bugged me about it for a while, but I look at all these small lasers, and it's not a question of whether they're good lasers. They're just too small to do anything practical. So, unless it's your first laser and you're just learning, and maybe you want to get the family around a little laser and do something cool. But if you want to do practical things, I think you're going to outgrow it really quickly.
Yeah, for sure. Blurs, you said, creations, I'm using more burning at 3,000 millimeters versus 1,000 millimeters. Makes more sense to me.
Seeing more burning at 3,000 versus 1,000. That doesn't make sense.
No.
Well, now when you get into millimeters per second, if it was per minute, I could kind of understand that. Well, 3,000 millimeters per second. I mean, the acceleration and deceleration on that would cancel everything out.
No. Well, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't go a whole lot faster than at 1,000, but it's still. Let me see if I can find it here. Because it's an interesting laser, but like it's only a 3-watt, right? IR.
Look at this. Chris says Santa that looks cleaner than Rick's green screen CNC.
Well, now you got green screen lasers tonight, but yeah, I mean, this thing is like a Galvo laser, right? So it'll get to 3,000 without any problems, but it doesn't really make sense that it's giving you more burning.
Yeah, Sensitive Laser Engraving said it's 10 by 16, so it's a decent size.
Yeah, it's a decent size for like a one-person shop.
Yeah.
I just find mine is slowly turning into cupboards and workbenches.
That's how mine is right now. I'm surrounded by workbenches in my basement.
I just have so much crap, right? Like parts and blanks and laser pieces, and it's just I need a place to store them.
We have gotten in so much overflow. I'm going to flip pictures here. This is actually from last week, and we've made a lot more since then. I got to do this crap outside.
Are those for the beehives?
Yeah, candy boards for beehives. And,
okay,
we do almost 1,000 a year, but this year is just like I'm getting orders for anywhere from 80 to 100 at a time. And it's like, wow. So say I may need to plan another trip to Mexico in January to recuperate.
Nice one.
Oh, Santa says it's a portable building.
Yeah, looks badass.
It's definitely clean, and it seems very well put together.
Yeah, there was some thought process going behind that.
Here, Trade Skillers Anonymous is saying, unlike fishermen, and I'm one of them, who won't tell you what they use, where they fished, I won't either. Woodworkers will tell you everything and more about how they got there, which is great, and that I will do.
Yeah, it does disturb me that people won't, especially settings, right? It's like, come on, you want a setting to cut a piece of plywood. What kind of a secret is that? The only place it's a challenge is on things like fiber lasers, because even two lasers that are exactly the same can end up having slightly different settings. And
yeah, but it's also that even if someone gives you settings, that should only be where you start, because every laser and every piece of material might be a little different.
And I always tell people that too. This is suggested. Here's a starting point, and it's even with 3D printing. They want to know what kind of settings you. Well, here's something where you can start at, and you're going to have to do some experimenting and find out what your unit is going to do and how it's going to perform. Now, if you want to know where I go to get my morel mushrooms in the spring, forget it. I ain't going to tell you.
Cow dung.
Oh, that reminds me, Roger, your order of mushrooms is just about ready to ship. So.
The wonky-tonky one.
I mean, with fiber lasers in particular, if they use different lens lengths, because like you can have two 60-watt lasers that have different lens focal lengths, right? That'll change it. If you're not exactly at focus, the settings, like you can be 1 millimeter off, and the settings are completely different. So you have to be very consistent. So it's tough. It's tough to give somebody settings.
Laser engraving, Santa laser engraving. Ricky has me distracted trying to read something. The storage is in the other building out back of the house. Had to get the wife her garage back. He made a little sign. show him what he made. He's writing his name, people. Knows how to write his name now.
You just call him R.
There you go.
R-I-C-K-Y.
There you go. Kindergarten officially learning to read and write. There you go.
The 2 letters in my name are in K.
This kid was picking out in school. He's a lot smaller than
Santa's laser engraving is saying the storage is in the other building out back of the house. Had to give the wife her garage back. Well,
Yeah.
got to keep the wife happy. That's
There you
number
go.
one rule.
Yeah, that sounds more like a survival kind of event
Yeah.
than a, he's a nice guy.
Golf Creation is saying, sorry, not trying to promote my channel or anything, and you certainly can here if you
No,
want.
that's okay.
Yeah. Or anything about it. Upload an example of the weird behavior with bidirectional engraving. Love to hear your thoughts on it. He's perplexed. The only place I've used the bidirectional engraving on the we create so far has been on stainless steel.
Yeah, I don't actually have a We Create in my shop right now, but
Do you
I
still
had
have
to
it?
get
or-
is this? I assume it's a short or something. I'll take a look at it.
Well, my first experiment with it was I had to do a whole bunch of 1-inch diameter stainless steel buttons, which is a promotion. I can't say who it's promotion for, but they wanted their logo and their information on it, and I thought that's where I would try the bidirectional, and it literally cut my time in half making these buttons.
As you would expect it to, right?
Oh yeah.
You want to take this, Roger?
Okay. Do I put new filament in a dryer or just put it in the AMS and start printing? Just bought the Quality. Sorry to hear that. And is it worth
That'd
it?
be nice.
Has good reviews. When I take filament out of a brand new package, I rarely ever put it into a dryer first. I'll put it right into the AMS, or I'll put it into one of my units. If it's been sitting around, even though I've ziplocked it into a thing with desiccant and everything, I will, I'll stick it in the dryer if it's a partial spool. But I generally don't have anything sitting around long enough to absorb moisture. And I've got desiccant in every one of my AMSs, so they all stay dry.
So, in an uncanny way, this is an interesting question, because yesterday I would have said, yeah, I just take it out of the package and put it in the printer. But today, I actually opened 2 of these Sunloop packages I got, and I stuck them in the dryer since I have it there, and it was just sitting there. And when I put them in there, they were at about 48%.
Oh, wow.
So I would say,
hold on, Steve, 1 second. So when you actually put that in that, it tells you the levels. It has a way of measuring it right there.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And then after, I don't know, it ran for 3 hours or something, I got it down to 25%.
So that would also be able to tell you then what kind of consistency you could expect in that environment, right? Like, your shop versus Roger's shop, sitting on the shelf may not be the same because the humidity level in the room, but you should.
Yeah, but those are existing filaments that you've opened already. This thing, I literally just cracked the plastic off the spool and dropped it in the AMS, and 2 rolls, and it said they were within 5 minutes of putting them in there, it was at 47%.
So
from
what
25.
should they be at?
Well, the drier the better.
Okay, I just grabbed a dryer off of the shelf back here. I just plugged it in. So right now, and there's no filament here. This is just the ambient humidity in here is at 18%.
Wow, that's pretty dry.
Well, that's where we keep it down here. I mean, we got air conditioning running, and the inside of my AMS units, it is 12% humidity. Outside, it is 18%. But if I were to put a spool of filament in here, and it would read the humidity level of after a few minutes. It's not instant.
So you're saying the ambient air outside is 18% humidity
in our shop down here in our office,
not outside.
Yeah, it could be like 45 or something outside, right?
Because I would ask if you lived in the Sahara Desert.
I got this on my chart here. It is 58% humidity right now outside.
Yeah. I've lived on the East Coast for 6 years now. I've never seen it below about 70. It just is
in the wintertime
100
here
all the time.
Rick could probably relate to this, but in our winter times, like in January, we get down to 8%.
Yeah, we get no such thing.
It gets so dry here, and it raises hell if you're doing woodworking.
Yeah, and I just got a humidifier put on my furnace this year. I never had one before.
The first year I was here, I have a weather station, so I looked outside in December, and I mean it's below freezing, and it said it was 99% humidity, and I'm thinking, how the hell does that happen?
That's crazy.
About in January, it'll drop down into the 70s, maybe high 60s, but that's as low as I've seen it.
The summertime here in the Midwest, it gets just stupid, ridiculous high humidity.
And we're 100% here 8 months of the year, I think.
They call it corn sweat, because when the corn's growing, it puts off a lot of extra humidity into the air. So they call it corn sweat humidity. And we could hit 90 plus for days, and then the temperature's in the 90s, and your heat index is like 115, and you walk outside, it's like, oh.
Yeah. Skilled Anonymous, Trade Skillers Anonymous said, for a brief while, I had a Thunder Nova 5110. Then I bought a second hand for $6,000, sold it for $7,500 a couple months later. Nice.
Yeah,
cool.
Was fun, but man, the machine was a huge footprint. So if anyone's ever seen the video, I say, make sure your equipment will fit in your house before you order it.
Says the voice of experience.
Yeah, that's because I cut my foundation and had to install a commercial door on my house to get some stuff down in my basement. So yeah. But
wild.
Actually, they're coming out with these new lasers, these CO2 lasers, and they were asking for advice as a user. What are recommendations? And I says that I understand like the real high rated ones, but 100 watt, 65 watt CO2 laser, I said, just be mindful of it fitting through a standard door. And I just Googled it and came up with different size doors in the United States, or average size doors, because they're obviously in China, and sent it to them. And they said, oh, we never thought of that. So not everyone has a bay door that they're rolled it through. And even in like our area where Roger is, a lot of these industrial plazas, they don't have bay doors. Not the big double bay garage. So sometimes they have like one bay garage door that's shared, and then like a hallway down through all the back sides. They each don't individually have their own loading dock. Yeah, so that's just something to keep in mind from a manufacturer's perspective.
So Chris says he checks his filament bags for leaks before putting them in the AMS.
And I do as well.
I thought about that too, but when I opened these two bags today, they both give that little gasp of air like a fresh bag of coffee. So
I always look to make sure they are completely shrunk around the spool.
Yeah,
because if
these ones were just
around, you've had a leak.
They were just not dry.
How long does it take to dry them out?
I usually run if I throw a spool in the dryer, I'll probably set it for 8 hours.
Oh, 8 hours?
Yeah, but I don't need it right away. No big deal to me.
So I do have. So I bought a power supply for the AMS Pro, and that allows me to have filament drying going while the printer's running, which is good because I can still dry filament. That's
one of the neat things with the Anycubic is their AMS has a separate power supply, and you can run the filament dryer without.
Well, there is on the AMS. There's a power like a power plug there, so you can just get a 5 volt power supply and plug it in, and then it'll continue to dry.
Nice.
Even when the printer's running.
Yeah, because if it was 8 hours and then you basically had that was becoming the main power source, you couldn't use it, that would suck.
Yeah.
Especially since it's printing so slow. Yeah. Trade Skill Anonymous said the main thing that machines achieved was gridify 3mm plywood base panels for full size full box doors.
So Gridfinity is unique compared to multi-board because you can actually cut the base plates with a laser, and you can make them out of plywood, so they take no time at all.
So the Gridfinity is actually like a type of plexiglass, or what is
it? The base can be
grid.
anything. Yeah, it's just basically a grid of squares that are all uniform, and then you can print things that fit into those grids. And
like
it can,
this.
Yeah, so there. Yeah.
I don't have. I was looking to see if I had a grid down there. I don't have one down here.
So you can get you can make yourself a little container that takes 2 of those squares and it sits in there, and then you make another one for beside it, and they fit tight together. So it makes it look really neat.
You can also set it up if you see the little holes in there, put magnets in there, and if you have the magnets on your base facing the proper direction, you can stick this on the wall. You can stick it up on the ceiling, and they'll stay wherever you want. And you just pull it down when you need it.
So that kind of reminds me of what you'd see in your kitchen drawers for the forks and knives and all that kind of deal.
Yep. And I've seen somebody did a Gridfinity kitchen drawer for all the cutlery.
Yeah, that's cool.
So so they're out there. I mean, both that and multi-board have huge followings. Like there's just gigantic communities around them.
So Velf is saying, yeah, for sure, the time for bi-direction was way faster for the Cork, 10 minutes versus 3-ish minutes for a deeper engraving, but with more burning. This may need more setting adjustments. And yeah, you'll have that. Even from one batch of Cork to another, it's going to change.
Yeah. Well, Cork is really just wood, right? So you can get hot spots in it.
Yeah.
Trade Skill Anonymous said a little flip profit. Yep.
Yeah, well, you take what you get.
Okay, Ordinary Woodworker saying what I really like about the Anycubic Cobra 3 Max, and I have one of them in the Ace Pro, and I have one on there. The build a filament dryer, it can run while the printer's being used. The same thing with my Anycubic Cobra S1 back here, is having that filament dryer that can run all the time.
Now, does it have a separate power adapter, or does it just?
Yeah, it's separate power.
Okay, so so you can do that with the bamboo AMS now. I don't know if you couldn't do it before, but people seem to complain about it all the time. And it's
the originals, like the AMS, I have a Max 1 carbons. My P1S up here I have desiccant things I 3D printed. I keep in there, keep them dry. There's no separate dryer for them.
Yeah, I want to print some of those for the AMS Pro.
So sure Steve, you have a comment here for you.
For me?
Yes.
The one that starts with Rick?
Yep, read it.
I just sent you an email showing the shop yesterday, so Steve can see how dirty it is now.
All right, so let me see. Let me show this real quick.
I want to see wood chips. There's no wood chips.
No, hell. I wish mine was that clean.
So it's dirty now because you got this jig leaning up against the monitor? Yeah, it's terrible.
Actually, with my shop right now, I'm due to go in there with the leaf blower and open the door to blow everything outside of you.
Well, that's what I do. I open the garage door and just take my blower and blow all the crap out.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Okay, TJ's asking if I've ever printed the AMS risers for any of my printers. I did for the 2 X1s carbons and the P1S, but they're the low profile. And the disadvantage of those particular risers, and I'm going to be changing them, is if I'm doing something where the printer's doing a whole bunch of this, it will actually back the AMS right off the glass and everything right off the back of the printer. So I'm going to be changing that. I'm probably going to go with one of the higher ones that don't do that.
Does the carbon have the same squishy feet that basically turn the whole 3D printer into jello?
I don't really think they have squishy feet. I mean, they're Of course, I've got them on a very, very solid surface back here.
Because this H2D, I put it on an IKEA lack table, which I've now strengthened the legs, but it was wobbling all over the place, and I thought, what the hell? I mean, it's a $10 table, but it should still be able to hold this up. But it wasn't the table that was moving. The whole laser's doing this. It's like the thing was built for Los Angeles earthquakes or something.
No, these don't. I mean, I can grab one here, and they don't move a bit. I mean, it's just solid.
Are there adjustment feet on the bottom to level them?
No.
Trade Skills Anonymous said a Nova 5100 is roughly 900 pounds. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's more than one person's going to carry. That's for sure.
Yeah. Chris said, when I bought my sleds, I made sure they had double doors. Sheds, I made sure they had double doors just in case they bought a bigger CO2. Yeah.
Hey, you got to plan ahead.
Tony said, in winter you deal with the Hawk. In winter you deal with the Hawk.
You two. Which two? Must be you and Roger.
Well,
I think he means Hawk Tui.
I mean, unless it's, of course, because I'm so close to the river here. We deal with the Iowa Hawkeyes. But
yeah, I'm right next to the Fox Valley River, so you get tons of them. The Hawk Tu's too. There you go, Steve. You're up.
Chris says, I wonder if IKEA has thought about suing Gridfinity. Yeah, it's not an original idea. It's cool. There's no question. But this has really been done before in other places, including IKEA. So I don't think that's IKEA's game, right? They're a Swedish company. They're nice to everybody.
So Velf is asking, okay, we create stuff aside. What is my favorite laser to use at the moment? Mine is the longer V1.
Mine too.
A diode laser.
Yeah.
My favorite laser right at this particular point in time is probably the Omni X.
I would say for diodes, it's the longer B1, but for my fiber, it's a 60 watt. And I would say the 30 watt, I'm going to set up on a Rotoboss for some tumblers. And I'm going to set up that rotary table jig. Just because Steve was kind of telling me that, Rick, as you start getting more and more lasers, you're going to start purposing lasers. And I found myself doing that 100%. But when you first start out, you don't have a dedicated 60 watt laser just for challenge coins and a dedicated, but eventually that will become that,
Yeah, my Titan laser right now is dedicated to cutting brass plates, like I'm building this plaque, and so it's cutting all kinds of brass and then engraving on it. So that's its job now for the next little while.
Yeah. But it's nice to be able to have the luxury to dedicate a piece of equipment for something. I know, Roger, you even have diodes you said you hang on the walls that are set up for certain ways, right?
Yeah. I mean, if it's your business, you just save a ton of time, right? Like, it's time that gets eaten up really quickly if, and you can soon justify replacing, lost time with a new laser.
If you have the luxury of having multiple lasers, like, I showed these little pumpkin cutouts here earlier. These are all being cut on the Artura Laser Master 3, which is only 21 laser, but it's already set up and it's set up for this. The jig is in there for it. And I hit go and walk away.
You still have a Laser Master 3 that's alive? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good testament. It's a good testament to that laser.
Yeah.
Back in the early days, that was like the dream diode laser.
Yeah.
Before everybody went uptown with like enclosed 50 watt lasers and stuff. So
yeah, it's even in an enclosure.
Oh, yours might be. The original wasn't.
No, This one is the LM3, and it just works. And it's the same with the longer B1. I use that for a lot of the heavier stuff, especially like cutting cedar fence packets like Rick does, and it just sails through them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know how many hours are on it. People are saying, well, you can't run that at 100%. You'll burn the head out. I haven't, and I run it 100% all the time.
Yeah, everybody
So do
says. That's such
one thing,
I think it's such an urban legend, right? When people say, "Oh, you can't run it at 100%," it's like that's crap. Like I run every laser at 100% at some point.
only thing that
some
I would
of them
tell
constantly.
one thing I would tell people when it comes to cedar fence pickets, because again, what people are saying, what are your settings? That can be so far off with cedar fence pickets because of the moisture. Like, I will watch Menards, and when they drop to like super low, I'll go spend like $200-$300. But they're sitting in my basement for like 6 months. You know, I'm just using them. So they're dry. But if I go buy them right now, oh man, I'm not saying I'm cutting through concrete on that dial laser.
Yeah,
you know,
they drip when you pick them up.
I do the same thing as Rick. When Menards has a good sale on them, I'll go down, I'll really stock up. I stack them up on, we have a outdoor shed I can stack them up in, and I put little bamboo sticks in between every layer. So air can move through them and they're completely dry out. And then when I get ready to use them, sometimes I'll run them through the planer, sometimes I won't, but depending on what I'm making. And my big thing is that Rick has no luck with his birdhouses. That's what I mostly do with my cedar fence pickets.
Just twist that knife.
Yeah.
You know, because I started my website, rickstwocents.com now. Jokingly, I was going to put the birdhouse that I never sold for sale on it just to just for jokes. Because I don't have anything for sale yet. I was just going to put that on there.
No, my main thing with the cedar fence pickets though are signs, and we do just tons of signs. And I'll do all the engraving on them, and for everything I use a longer B1 on cedar.
Yeah, the longer B1 is just a beast. The biggest thing to me is that, and I say this all the time, is that my workhorse was a Tesla V35. When I went to the longer B1, I did not think that 5 watts was going to make a big difference. It does.
Yeah, it can, for sure.
Yeah, it did. He said, "Steve, you're crazy." No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that.
No, he likes the Omni X too. Like, what's not to like? I have to get back to it. I've actually got work to do that I need it for. So, but I haven't even turned it on in the last week and a half. I've been so busy.
The wind's off the lakes, he said. Well, I'm off a river. Steve, that's a great lake you're near, right? Or what is that considered?
Where I live?
Yes.
Oh, he's by the ocean.
It's this thing called the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay, it's the ocean. Okay, it's the ocean. All right.
Rick's got to deal with Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
You might have heard of
B1. Yeah. Okay, the longer B1 is and you can get either 30 watt or a 40 watt model. They buy longer. And I think Rick and I both are affiliates.
Yep.
So if you would go to either one of our YouTube channels and click on one of the longer B1 videos,
hey, I'm an affiliate too, you know.
Oh, okay.
Steve too.
So he's going to have to roll the dice.
Yeah. So it's just a workhorse laser, and my biggest thing, and I do this when I'm doing reviews on lasers. I haven't done any in a while because I'm getting kind of old. But if it works, it's great. If it doesn't work consistently, it's out of here. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. So one thing that I would say as an influencer, it's good and bad. And the reason is because sometimes you get an unfinished product, right? You're kind of a beta tester at some point, right? You're getting a laser that later on has 3 revisions to the firmware. But being an influencer, that is kind of your job, to give them, to not just sugarcoat things, to actually say like, hey, this sucks. This is not working. Like, I got my longer B1. I had all kinds of problems, like 7 or 8 different problems with it. And I emailed them and said, it's doing this, it's doing this, it's doing this, doing this.
And you got the later version.
Did I?
So I think it was the B1. This was when I first met the other Steve Intari and Clack too, I think, because we were all having the same problem.
No, I never even posted the video initially because I got it at the same time as you guys.
Well, I literally sent a message to Longer. I got on a call with him and said, like, I'm not going to review this thing because
I never posted a video review.
Yeah,
I still haven't done it.
Oh, I did it eventually because they did fix the problems, but and part of it was picking the wrong driver in Lightburn when you were doing Find My Laser, and it It was just a
Yeah.
comedy of errors. But
mine wasn't homing. The laser wasn't turning off. A couple of things, like 7 or 8 different things, but they figured it all out, got it all figured out. So that's what I would say.
There's definitely some bleeding edge things. I just went through this actually with Fiber Seek. These are the guys that have the carbon fiber printer, 3D printer. Solid laser, but the one I got is definitely a prototype. So they're actually going to send me a new one, and I'm gonna send this one back. But yeah, you do have to suffer sometimes. You know, everybody thinks it's awesome. You're getting free stuff. A lot of the stuff you get, you're not ever going to use because it's really a prototype.
Well, I will say that Longer's tech support is excellent. You know, you're not going to get an instant reply. But when I got the Longer Ray 5, I had what almost called an alpha model. That's even before the beta. And it had some really serious issues. But they wanted to hear back, you know, from us influencers. And we, you know, said, you know, this is bad and this doesn't work. And, well, here, you know, we'll send you this and this. And, I mean, no, the Ray 5 I have, it's still the original. It's had the modifications made to it. And I've extended it with both extension kits. And I can do 800 by 800 millimeter with it. I mean, it's only 20 watt, but it does the job.
I do find it interesting that you both call yourself influencers. I'm not an influencer. I'm a YouTuber. There's a big difference. Influencers sound like you're doing some coercive, like covert thing.
Well, we do, don't we?
No, I don't.
But isn't a YouTuber only on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm only on YouTube for the most part, anyway. It's the only place that really matters to me that much.
I don't know. They kind of give us they do reviews on things as the tag of influencers. I guess that's where I adapted that from. I could say I'm just a reviewer, but
like, I mean, I'll put an affiliate code at the bottom of a video that I review, and if if somebody wants to buy it, great. If they don't, well, that's okay too. Like, it's not like I just don't want to feel like I'm coercing people into something, because I have had people say, "Oh, I used your affiliate link and this laser is not working," and it's like, and then the next obvious unspoken thing is, and it's all your fault. It's like,
Now I do get things, and I'm sure you guys have had the same thing. They'll send you something, hey, we want you to do this review on it. We'll send it to you for free. So you get it up and you set it up and put it together. This thing's a piece of crap.
Yeah, free.
And I will,
even if it's free, you're charging me too much.
I literally tell them, I says, you do not want me to give a review on this. You want it back? And they'll say, well, no, just don't post anything then.
For a while, I had, like, when you're just starting out, you don't get like the top line stuff, right? You get like the $50 lasers. And for shortly after I started my channel, I had quite a pile of these really cheap things that I looked at them and there's just no way I'm going to do a video on this thing, right? So I had a pile of those. I got rid of a lot of them.
Yeah, so back to the Longer B1. I was very transparent and honest in saying that it had issues when I first got it, but that was the issues because we received it in a beta stage. So from a consumer point, from a purchase point, we did our job, right? Those issues were resolved. And to me, the Longer B1 is extremely powerful and it's a workhorse, and I've never had an issue. So, and that's like my daily user when it comes to diode. So that's why I would suggest it.
Now I have 2 of the B1s and they get used a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here Chris is saying his lasers are slowly becoming task dedicated, and I do the same thing. I have, whether it be an Atom Stack or an Ortur or any of the Longers or even the MechPow, every one of them has their own thing that they're dedicated for, because I have the luxury of having that several lasers.
Yep. But it's understandable that when you're first starting out that you don't. But just understand that your first laser, it's like your first time you smoked crack. You're gonna want it again.
I mean, it's different. It's different if it's a hobby versus it's your business, right? Like,
I think
if it's a hobby, you don't care if it takes a day to reset your laser to do something else. But
but to the point where you said though, Steve, is like setting up these jigs, preparing, that's time.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're gonna make something, you can just throw it on there, and like Roger said, that one particular laser for that cutout, he can just pull it out and do that. Like that's just, he's ready to hit the ground running. So same thing with my coins. Somebody wants a coin, I don't have to do nothing. Like just I throw a blank on there and go.
Yeah, which is a good thing because I have to make some more coins this week.
Yeah. So
tomorrow, I guess, is the end. Or well, tomorrow's only Thursday, right?
You know, if you're doing things in a production type standpoint, which I do a lot, I know Steve does more one-offs than I do. I do a lot of production stuff. So I have a jig for whatever, and I make that jig, and it's screwed to the baseboard for the laser. I just drop my parts in it and hit go.
Yeah.
You know,
so for the first time, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, just pull them off, throw another batch in, hit go. I mean, I don't stand there and watch them either. I'm in the area. I mean, it's not like I walk away and let them run on their own. You know, crap can happen. So
yes.
Yeah.
So Steve, I did break down, and I ended up getting the a magnetized. What was it called? A magnetized tumbler. I was reading what it said.
A magnetized tumbler.
Yes.
Was that? Did I tell you to buy one of those?
No, you were using a tumbler to do your challenge coins.
Oh, yes. Okay, I was thinking like a drink tumbler.
No, a magnetized tumbler for the coins. So,
yeah, they work well.
So in the directions, it said like, and it's funny we're talking about this. It said start with this amount of water, start with this amount of solution, and test on your own, right? And I did the video exactly what they suggested, and it sucked. It was so loud, like it was like ears, like no. It was loud, like
there's a mark on the side of mine on the plastic container part. Like you have a plastic orbital like flat rotary one, right? There's a mark on the side, which is the fill line on mine.
Yeah, so it said a quarter. I ended up doing half. When I did half, it wasn't loud at all, and it created like this tornado effect with the water.
Yeah.
It made a tornado effect.
And it worked way better.
I can't stay here anymore. I have to take a bath.
Okay, go take a bath. But so you made fun of me because I always normally carry a coin in my back pocket, but I sold them all and I didn't have any. So this was straight out of the that tumbler. So it has a
it's perfect.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that's like 15 minutes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And the thing is, you can throw it in there and you don't have to do anything else other than come back in 15 minutes.
Right. So the one thing is that bulk of my coins don't have this like satin type finish. They're like a mirror finish. You could literally like see your face in it like a mirror. Yeah. So at worst case scenario, just took off half my time because it's completely smooth. It may be dull.
Yeah. And then you just buff it, right?
Right. So I'm about to come up with a bunch of new coins. The guy's been asking.
Yeah, because I saw you did a short video or something where you're like sitting on the floor and you're rubbing these things, and it's like, oh my God, Rick, buy a tumbler.
No, I was literally using a what do they call it? A Dremel.
Yeah. You know? Now, having said that, the last coin I did for, I think it was the Titan video, I did a coin on the Titan, and the thing was almost perfect when it came off the laser. Like it was clean.
Oh wow!
And I literally threw it in the tumbler for 3-4 minutes, and it came out. It was awesome.
Yeah. So then I had two different type of medias. I had a BBs, and then like these. They almost look like staples.
The pins.
Like the pins.
It's like little pieces of stainless steel wire.
Right.
Well, they say it's stainless steel, but it sticks to a magnet, so I'm not sure.
Right. So I tried it with the BBs. I tried it with the other one, and I just put them both.
Yeah. So I have the pins, and then I have these like little ceramic. They look like little pills, and they're sharp edges on. Like the ends are kind of beveled, and I threw a handful of those in too because they just kind of bounce around in there, and it seems to make it a little shinier. Early on, anyway.
Send me an Amazon link for that. I'll try it.
I didn't get them at Amazon. I got them at our equivalent to Harbor Freight.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll check it out. They have tumblers there too. See if they have something.
Yeah, they're just little ceramic wedges. Like they're beveled at like 45 degrees, but they're, I don't know, probably a 1/4 inch in cylinders with a beveled end on each end.
Oh, here, TJ is saying bamboo has an anti-vibration feet add-on on inch high, and Steve is right about the printer being a Jello. And it's not just bamboo that has that. If you go on Thingiverse and you want to print something on a TPU, you could put what they call anti-vibration feet on a Creality printer or any printer if you wanted to.
I do wonder though how it actually is anti-vibration, because the thing is moving back and forth like 2 inches.
I have never found a use for I keep mine on really solid surfaces, so I've never had a use for it.
Yeah, when I was doing industrial lasers many years ago, we came across this stuff called sorbethane, which is basically this really gummy rubber, and you can put it underneath things to keep the vibration down. You can still buy that stuff. It works really well. We just cut little squares.
Chris,
yeah, 100%. Not always maximum anyway, and
yeah.
That's true. And it's the same thing with the CO2 laser for the most part. 100% is, I don't run my CO2 100% usually, it's about 80. But, a 40-watt CO2 laser head is rated actually a little higher than that.
Yeah, my big laser, my big CO2 that I built, when it says it's running at 100%, it's really running at, I don't know, probably 95 at most. And that's because I tuned it that way specifically.
Now, Velf is saying the 100% things never result in a broken laser for us. We'll never stop kicking, and I am the same way. I have never worn out a laser head.
See,
this is hundreds and hundreds of hours on it.
This is especially true for diode lasers, right? Like when you set a diode laser to 100% power, the laser runs at the same power all the time. What you're doing is increasing the pulse, the number of pulses, right? So the frequency of the pulses when you go to 100%. Really, all that's doing is turning the laser on and off. So, you're basically always running at 100%.
Now, TJ's asking if I've ever used the ludicrous speed on the X1 carbon, and yes, I did once, just to see what it looked like.
Does it look like crap?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Because
really
I saw that there, and I was like, oh, should I try this?
Yeah, it prints it really fast, and it's kind of cool to watch, but it looked like hell.
Well, say it looks really fast, but what? Say it again, Roger?
It looks like hell. It's printing fast and laying it down so fast.
I thought you'd say it take the opportunity to say it goes really fast, but it prints like a Creality laser or printer or something.
Well, actually, Creality printers will print decent when they work.
Yeah.
I mean,
the
when they work, they print just fine. But yeah, at the ludicrous speed, and I tried it just because it was there and I had to try it. And I printed one of the little boats, and it's like, this looks like hell. A lot of stringing, and but I don't print that fast. I mean, I print stuff for quality. I've got for example, this here again. This is printed high quality because that's what I sell. I want to sell a high quality item. I don't want something that looks like it was done in half the time or
with a 0.8 millimeter nozzle.
Yeah, everything is going to be smooth. It's going to be good. There's going to be no stringing on it. There's not going to be any problems with the holes in it, or everything's going to be smooth. So, I mean, it's done to be quality.
Nice. Like I said, did I miss anything been upgrading my Fox Alien?
You missed everything, Clack.
Yeah.
Yep. You missed it. We did a giveaway and everything. We gave away a tank.
A 1.5 kilowatt spindle on a Fox Alien. That's pretty impressive.
Tim said, my poor tool, X-Tool F1 is now dedicated tumbler engraving. And it's still the easiest way I have found.
Yep, it works well for that. My my F2 Ultra is quickly becoming a volume because I have the conveyor on it now. I'm actually going to drop a video tomorrow on a project I was working on with the conveyor. It's just become that. Throw a handful of crap on the conveyor and push the go button, and that's kind of where it's headed.
Ralph Creation said, nice. We still think the F1 gives us the best results for tumblers, even though it takes some time.
You know, we do a lot of tumblers. I mean, thousands of them a year. However, I have never laser engraved very many. Everything we do is dye sublimation.
Yeah, you get color that way, right?
Yeah, that's the
It's the
big
same,
thing is color.
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to do many tumblers, I wouldn't laser engrave them. I'd do them on the UV printer.
Well, between
So
myself and what my granddaughter does, when we buy tumbler blanks, we buy them by the pallet. I mean, we do that well with them.
Yeah,
You must be getting it for like $1 a piece at that volume.
No, we can get them down to $3 a piece, though.
No, that's a pretty good price.
Yeah.
Yeah, the laser chick was on our live at one point, and she does a ton of tumblers, and her fastest way she found was on a CO2 laser. So to each their own.
Yeah, and I mean, you get good results, but what you won't get is color, right? And I mean, I don't care how good the laser engraving is. If you put it beside any color tumbler, people are going to go, you know, this is nice, but this is like, ooh, this is fantastic. Right?
Agreed. Agreed.
So it's one of those things. I'm pretty sure this is one of the reasons why the Eufy-Make E1 sold insanely well, is because people see this, right? They see color as the differentiator.
And one of the things that's been highly successful for us with, you know, the tumbler end of it with sublimation is since the introduction of the more advanced AI, we could create things that I don't have to worry about somebody calling copyright on it. And we could create some really original stuff and people just go nuts over them.
Yeah. Well, that's the way. That's the other way to be unique, right? Is to be original. Like a lot of people will just pull some clip art off of some place and engrave that, but anyone can do that, right?
The bulk of all the sublimation tumblers that I see, they're all bootleg. You know what I mean by that? It's every sports team you can imagine. It's Louis Vuitton, like that's what. And I'm like, man, you guys are crazy. You know, selling this, you're gonna lose your house.
I mean, see, they're relying on the fact that like Louis Vuitton is not going to sue somebody who makes 10 tumblers a year, right?
No, I mean, they're selling them at gas stations by me. So
yeah, well,
it's like
everything that we do is we do not use any company logos. Everything is original. So, you know, there's no chance of anybody coming back on us. So one of the recent ones I had to do for a polo team, if people are familiar with, I'm not talking water polo, I'm talking real polo. They wanted some tumblers with horses playing polo. Well, you're not going to just go grab clip art for that, but with AI, by God, you could create it.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, we did 50 of them, and it was good profit.
Yeah, if you try and grab clip art of some horse with a polo player on it, you're probably gonna get Ralph Lauren uptight with you, right?
Well, what they wanted was the horses actually swinging the polo mallets.
Tim said
that's a real AI requirement at that point.
It is, and it came out excellent. I do not have one down here to show because I know we did 50, we sold them all, but it was pretty cool. And the horses were smiling too.
Nice. Tim said we use 2 passes, one with the dial to take off the coat and one with the IR to clean it up. That's cool.
Yeah.
Valve Creation said, yeah, our go-to as well comes out so clean. Yeah, and what's crazy is that we just talked about that last week, about not a lot of people using the dual lasers, the dialed versus IR. And I was only using the Adamstack Craft for the dual to create that illusion effect. Otherwise, I had no purpose using the dual. You're up, Steve.
Tim says, "What, Steve? You influence my wallet all the time." Well, you know, your wallet and I have a special relationship, apparently.
Just don't let them become friends with your wife. The silver fox.
I tried to sell him on a Carvera Air in advance, but he wasn't interested this week because I have to do the video on that, and I don't really need a desktop CNC when I've got a monster sitting in the corner of my shop.
Chris said it's a conspiracy to keep all their wallets empty.
Well, I must be doing really good with Xtool because my Xtool commissions have been really, really good.
Xtool,
Nice.
yeah. I mean, I make a lot of money off Xtool.
Yeah.
And it's
we creates the other one. I do really, really well there too.
Yeah, like a lot of people beat on Xtool for their pricing, but when it comes to buying a laser, a lot of people buy them because they have big market share, right?
And it's a quality product. I mean,
yeah.
Yep.
I would say the bulk of my affiliate links were set up through this one company, and they just recently got bought out, and they changed. It's like AFF something now, like longer.
Oh, Awin, right? It used to be Share a Sale, and now it's Awin.
Yeah.
And
if you didn't update your links, that's it. They'll work, but you won't get commission.
Yeah.
So I had to go through all my videos this week and like recreate all my links and re-update all my links. I was like, why haven't I made any sales? Like 0. And I'm like, oh man, I got that notification a while ago. I never did that. But
Velth is asking here. He says, however, when people say I need to buy a laser, what do you recommend? How do you answer that without asking them a list of questions about what they want to cut or engrave? And that is the biggest thing.
Yeah,
what do you want to do?
You don't recommend it until you ask the question.
Yeah.
Right?
You have to know what they're going to do with it. And big thing is, I want to buy this. I want to cut some stuff out of a steel plate. You ain't gonna do that with a diode laser. And here it goes on. He says he's surprised how many people buy a diode laser, not knowing that it won't cut or engrave clear acrylic, and that's absolutely true.
Yep. I've had
people
clear
acrylic, you need
about
CO2. Got to have CO2 to do that.
They'll send me a message and say, no matter what, I just can't seem to cut acrylic. And say, well, what kind of laser are you using? Oh, it's like whatever, a longer B1 or something. It's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. You're not going to be able to do it. Well, maybe if I get a more powerful one. No, you can get a 120 watt diode laser and it's still not going to cut clear acrylic.
I had somebody comment yesterday on mine. I have a coin that's the U.S. Marine coin, and asked me for settings that I used on my diode laser to make it, and I was like, dude, it'll never ever happen.
If you do about 400,000 passes, you might do it.
Yeah, and then went on and on and on. So I finally tagged him with Chance and said, if you purchase a fiber laser, you need to know how to do it. Pay Chance, he'll teach you how to use it. So sorry, Chance, you're watching. I pawned him off on you. But at least he'll learn something.
So ATB is, and again, ATB, I'm sorry I didn't answer your email. I've just been buried with stuff, and we got a kind of a private thing going on, but I will try to get to it. But isn't that why they send you the betas and prototypes? They can see where they need improvement for the most part, and I think that's true.
Yeah.
They, and a lot of times they'll say, we're sending you an alpha model or beta model. We want your opinion. We want to know what we need to do here, what needs improvement, and they don't want you to put that in a video. They just want the input, and then they will either fix what needs fixing, or they'll send you a newer product and, go ahead and here and review this. And that's the way most of the companies have been.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah, like the Eufy Make E1, the UV printer. I basically wore my printer out. And then they did some weird software update that broke it completely. But that's why they sent me a production one, because my beta one wasn't working anymore.
Skylar's either.
Yep, Skylar had the same problem for the same reason, right? They just basically evolved the thing to the point where it didn't work anymore. So I boxed mine up just yesterday and sent it back to them, because they want to do like post-mortem now, right? They want to find out what wore out over time.
That's what happened with a heat press that I was sent, and it was an automatic heat press. The thing was really cool. I mean, the whole idea was really cool, but it just literally did not work. And I went through everything with it. We're back and forth with their support company, and I'm not going to say the brand because it's a good brand, but it was an alpha model, and I ended up having to send it back. And then they're making, this was just recent, and they're going to be making whatever improvements to it. And then they're going to send me the I guess it's going to be the beta model. I'll wait and see what I get.
I would just say there's a big difference in heat presses for a reason, like
Yeah.
drastic. And if you were to get a laser thermometer, temperature gauge, however you want to call it, and you get a cheap one and you move around that plate, there's going to be such a
There's such a huge difference in temperature.
If you want to see that, get a FLIR camera right out.
I mean,
camera.
Roger
and I have those because we go manhole.
Yeah, I do too. I got one.
Okay.
Our big heat press is from Heat Press Nation, and it is 100% accurate all across the board. And this is a big 16 by 20, but it was also very expensive.
Yeah, so I have a Hytronics, and people always ask me all the time, they're like, how much was that? And I kind of just laugh, like, too much.
Yeah,
I mean, when it has Wi-Fi and it has a countdown to warm up, and you know what I mean? Like, but I justified it because I was making tons and tons and tons of apparel, right? So that was why I did it. But I would not recommend that unless you have deep pockets or someone's starting off, because it's just ridiculous expensive.
Well, another thing, no brains.
While we're on the subject of heat presses, a lot of people will buy, like a Vevor brand, and I'm not knocking Vevor by any means, but they'll buy one off Amazon. It's $120, and they're going to try to commercially do like T-shirts or something. You can't. That's not a commercial heat press. And they're, well, it only lasted me about 30 days. Well, the one I have, I can run 24/7 if I wanted to. It's commercial press. Right. You're not going to get a hobbyist press so you can use things commercially. It just doesn't work.
I actually have a Vevor press, but I make like 5 T-shirts a year, so it's not a big deal, right? But
you're not pressing 200 shirts at a time. But the other thing is that they always try to tell you, get these 8x10s or 10 by. You got to get at least like a 16 by 20 by 16 by 24. You got to think that every shirt you're not going to do is small through medium. Like you're going to get these 2X, 3X shirts, and you can't tell someone like, oh, I can't do that. So if you're going to do shirts,
I can't do that because you're too fat.
Go on a diet and come back, and I'll give you a great deal.
Yeah, get a smaller shirt.
I actually was doing 6XL shirts, and that's also why I switched from DTG to DTF, because DTG to me is like phenomenal. Like phenomenal. I can print $100 bill on DTG and stick a real $100 bill next to it, and the color is identical. The color profiles, the inks are just insane. But to go over an extra large shirt, forget it. I'm not saying
especially when you get into especially in the 2X and 3X in sublimation. I've got a 13 by 20 printer, and if you don't have a big enough printer and you're printing something like an 8.5 by 11, and you're trying to put that on a 2X or 3X shirt or bigger, it's not going to look very good.
Yeah.
I have do it in 2 pieces.
Yeah,
but you'll see the seam line. It just never works out right.
Yeah.
I have an Epson 570, the big wide format. Yeah. Let's see here. Vevor makes great magnetic cleaner. I'll be able to add jewelry cleaner at service at my shop. They make good products. I actually have a couple reviews coming up.
Yeah, the thing you got to appreciate with Vevor is basically everything they sell is stolen intellectual property from somebody else, right? You just have to live with that. And
their product range is so wide.
They make
it's
everything.
insane.
Yeah.
You could buy a pencil from them. I mean, and buy a truck lift. You know what I mean?
Well, I was looking at putting hydraulic steering on our pontoon boat, and Vevor makes a kit for it. That's on a pontoon boat.
It's like they went to China and they said, "Oh yeah, we can make that." Put her name on it. Oh yeah, we can make that.
They definitely have a good mix of products.
Speaking of, here you go. He says, "I have a Vevor jewelry one. Works great."
Yeah.
It's
okay. But.
A grease
Tim
gun.
Says, Tim's saying the 100% concern is a mostly CO2 concern due to the tube. That is true, but there is I call it an old wives' tale about running a diode laser at 100% will just ruin it. And I've done it for years and have never worn out a head.
Like I said, when the diode is on, it doesn't matter what the power set to. It's basically peaking at 100% light output, right? It's just pulsing more or less depending on your frequency, your power setting.
Yeah, a lot of people agreeing with that. The whole idea of 100% just run it.
Yeah.
You're up,
Tim
Steve.
says, I will use the E1 also if it ever gets here. I know they're shipping them now, Tim. It's just, you live in the backwoods of Canada, so you'll get it. You'll get it at some point.
You got another one, Steve.
Velf says, I mentioned the UV tumblers. What do you guys think of the Eufy Make E1? It is by far the coolest tool in my shop. It can do a ton of things. Now it's not for everything, but man, if you want to lay down ink on anything, really, it'll do it. Except for silicone, like watch bands. You can't print on these things. It just peels off.
So you tried?
Yeah, of course. I tried everything, and watch bands, these silicone or TPU watch bands are just something that just does not work.
I like that immediate response. Yeah, of course I tried.
Well, it's like, why do you climb a tree, right, or a mountain? Because it's there.
Too funny.
Tim saying, don't know. I'm a backer 154 and still have nothing yet.
Yeah, he jumped in early. Well, my fingers are crossed for you. I'll send them a message. I'm sure I'll have great influence over them.
And Trade Skillers Anonymous, or the thing I appreciate recently is positive energy influence the community. And thank you guys for being that voice, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, well, that's why most of our channels exist, right?
All three of us, when we do reviews of something, they're 100% honest, and they are not influenced by the manufacturer.
Yeah.
They'd like to.
Yeah, well, they'd love
that many zeros yet.
Yeah.
We're like, this works great.
If I get something, or if they want to send me something and they say, well, we want to see the video first before you can publish it. Well, or no deal.
So,
I mean, sometimes I'll let them see it, but I'm pretty clear that I'm not going to change it.
Yeah. I had a unique offer the other day. Someone said to me, Rick, you're 45 now. You're getting older. I was making fun of that. My wife makes fun of me. And by the way, I got backup on this. Anyone else wants to back me up on this, please do. She says, you need to go to a doctor and get checked. And I said, why? She said, you come home from work, you sit on the couch, you take a nap. I said, I'm 45 years old. I'm getting old. Oh, that's not right. You used to work 110 hours a week. I said, look, just because I'm a lineman doesn't mean I'm not supposed to work till the day I die. At some point, like working 110 hours a week is not normal. People don't do that. Just because I did it for years doesn't mean I always want to do it. So now I have a number 40-hour job, and I come home and I take my little 45-minute nap. So I said this to someone. So lo and behold, they're starting a company that's for supplements for guys 45 and older.
For old guys.
And she says, Rick, what would you think about trying this? And give us your real feedback. And I was thinking, like, what the heck?
Were you insulted? You get insulted when you go to a store and some young person working in the store calls you sir.
Oh man. So when you get home from work, do you guys take a nap, or did you guys used to take a nap from work?
When I was working, no. Now, and my wife will give me crap about this because I'll come in late in the day and I'll sit in the recliner, start to watch the news, and I'll doze off.
Yep,
and she'll go over there, give me a kick. Why are you taking a nap? Go to bed. I mean, it's like friggin' 5 o'clock. I ain't going to bed.
Exactly what I say.
See, I wake up early. I wake up about 5:30. So by the time I eat breakfast and whatnot, I'm in my shop by around 6:30.
I noticed this, Steve, because sometimes I'll send you emails late, and then you email me early, and I'm literally replying to your email as I'm standing in the shower.
well, keep in mind, 6:30 for me is like 4:30 for you, right?
Right.
So then I'll come back. I'll come out of my shop at 7:30, wake my wife up and tell her to go to work, have a coffee, whatever, a little breakfast, a second breakfast, a little snack. And then I'll go back to my shop and work till lunchtime, go for a walk. Then I'll have about a 10-minute nap. And if it's more than 10 minutes, it screws up my whole day. But Then I go back to my shop and finish my day.
So I don't feel bad.
My thing during the day, and I work my butt off here, but usually about 1 or 2 o'clock, I'll come in and I'll actually make a cocktail. Unless I work with power tools, then I won't. But I'll make a cocktail. I'll go out and sit on my front porch for about half an hour, just to unwind a little bit. Then I'll go back to whatever.
Yeah, well, that's why I take the walk, right? It's the mental clearance.
Yeah, you got to have clear your head and.
Yeah, I don't generally try to drink beers because I start enjoying myself. That whatever you're doing, forget it. I'll do it tomorrow.
So here, Bell Creations is saying, speaking of AI, we love AI, but sometimes you want to buy specific high quality art on Etsy. Yeah, I've looked at it, and then here again, just end up getting AI anyways. It's kind of a bummer when you can generate yourself. Not necessarily a bummer. It's good for you. I mean, you are then being the creator, not somebody else.
This is kind of why I thought about selling artwork on Etsy, and I'm going to, just because just browsing Etsy, I'm like, how does this sell? 8,000 sales, like this is crap. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, are there still 8,000 people that don't know how to run Gemini or GPT or like, you name it, Cloud?
I'm 100% going to. Like,
yeah.
I figure if I don't make a ton of money, but it's just kind of making money in my sleep, so to speak, I'm going to. And at least then I know the artwork will be legit, be vectorized and it won't be crap.
Yeah, the question is, you'll know it's legit, but does anyone care if it's legit? That's the real question, right?
Yeah. Well, at least if our subscribers bought it, they'd know I wouldn't be sending you crap.
I mean, I generate a lot of AI stuff, imagery, because, if you pull anything off the network, off the web, it's probably going to be copywritten, and someone's going to try and sue you, right?
I know all about that.
Yeah. So
I've had people try to sue me for using pictures of my own damn house.
Yeah. Chris said, I wonder if Disney or Jeep, etc., thought about doing a reverse class action lawsuit on their copyright. I'm not sure what that means. Reverse. Tim said, let me watch that video, Steve. I may take it.
Oh, well, yeah, it'll probably be another week or so.
Looks like we've hit time, guys, so we'll wrap up these last couple questions, and then so let us know if you have any questions.
I'm about to turn into a pumpkin.
Yeah.
Tim said, Velf, I just realized I watch your videos all the time. I'm a subscriber. Yeah, I have to check you guys' channels out as well. I apologize. I'm not familiar with it. I'll give it a shot.
We should get Velf on for a night. You should come and hang out.
Velf, send me an email. Check it out. We'll get you set up and see when time makes sense that you're available.
You can be our fourth wheel for a night.
There you go.
Okay, ATB is asking what DTF printer do you guys have? Asking Rick and me. I do not use DTF. I just did not want to get into it. I've had offers to it. I just did not want to get into it. So that's more of a question for Rick.
So early on, I think I was like one of the first 3 DTF printers in the United States, originally from importing from China and those printers. And for the most part, they were Epson L1800s converted. They may have called it something else, but that's actually what they are. That's what a lot of these printers are now. But DTF was a real struggle in the beginning because of film, powder, all these different things like that. But if you've ever watched any of my DTF videos, I can actually take film, ink directly off the film and stretch it beyond the reach of the camera without it even connected to anything. Just literally just the ink off of the film.
Yeah, it's very rubbery.
Yeah. But then the other thing is too that I've done 110 to 300 washes on the same exact shirt. I literally threw it on the floor, and every time we did low, we just washed it over back to back until I actually was able to see it start to crack. So if you're looking for an industrial DTF printer, the one thing that I would say is that keep in mind that to get a good cure time, your shaker is going to be fairly large. So again, I jokingly say about the size of the door. Will it fit in your door? If it's going into a regular size house, you definitely want to make sure. But as far as stateside, the only stateside DTF printer that I'm aware of, period, you want to Google Dennis Moon. He's in Texas. And basically what he is he went to China. He went to all these companies. And now every single industrial rebranded DTF printer, they're copying him. And he has all these patents. So he was really a trendsetter, basically early on in the DTF printers, bought all these, invested, and then fixed all the issues and just hired a manufacturer to make them because they were like cutting corners. So the cool thing about Dennis Moon is you can buy printers from him, you can buy consumables printers from him, and you actually can get things printed directly from him. So let's just say you're a smaller shop and you got an order for 1,000 shirts and you're like, I don't have the man hours to do that. He's going to sell it to you. Or let's just say you're like, hey, I want to build a buyer printer, but I can't afford it. You can get them printed from him at a reasonable price and then make enough money to buy the printer. So, and Dennis helped me out so much when we first got into DTF. Like it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm up and I see his light green on Facebook. I'm like, hey, Dennis, you busy, bro? No, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, hands down, I would say that no affiliate whatsoever. If you need any kind of DTF printers or consumables, that man will bend over backwards. Like he literally says, if you want to go in business, fly down to Texas and work for him for a couple of days. If you can't make it work for him, then you're not gonna be able to work for yourself. And he's gonna teach you how to use a machine, because when you buy that machine from him, it's the same machine you're gonna have in your house. That's phenomenal that somebody would do that. Name anyone in the United States is gonna do that. They're not. They're not. You know, so if you're serious about it, you know, just think about a commercial DTF printer. It's like 30 grand. So yeah, in these desktops, what you know, what is like R3202 or 30 something print head, even a small desktop dual head printer, you're not going to put the bra in. If you're a person who's going to print 5-6 shirts a month, cool. But the other thing is that if you're not using that printer, DTF printers are notorious for your print heads drying out. So even if you wet cap it, even if you set it down, so my biggest thing is that I think DTF right now is awesome. Adidas, Nike, these big name brands are using them for a reason. But you got to pay to play, and just make sure when you're buying it, you're buying. Don't cut corners and buy a printer for someone and then go cheap ink and then ruin your printer that you paid good money for, and then try to go back to that person you bought the machine from and say, hey, this isn't working, when you bought crappy ink. Because do not buy cheap DTF ink, because a lot of times they'll have metal or metallic in them. Didn't really go down a rabbit hole, but yeah. Dennis Moon. If you got anything from it, Google Dennis Moon. Chris said Beaver is the master of rebadging.
Yes, they are.
TJ said, should I, with no CAD experience, go straight into 360 or cut teeth in Tinkercad? Is it a waste of time to learn Tinkercad, or does it have its place?
Tinkercad has its place. It is very, very simple to learn, and it will give you an overview of what you're going to get into when you go into 360.
Yeah, eventually you'll be in Fusion, though. Everybody ends up in Fusion at some point.
I think this was for you, Steve.
Velp says, have you tried the flexible white ink on silicone? Not specifically, but I don't imagine it's going to stick either. I should try it, though.
Hardly anything ever sticks to silicone, other than silicone.
Yeah, there's a reason silicone is as popular as it is, right? It's because nothing sticks to it.
Oh, ATB says, I get it sold when I buy liquor, and the checkout person asks me for an ID. Now look at me and ask me why somebody would ask me for my ID, but it happens here in Illinois because it's absolutely required by what they call the tips rule. So, you know, if I go into, let's say I go to Cracker Barrel and want to get a Blue Moon beer with my dinner, they have to see my ID first, even though I'm very obviously a little bit over 21. Yeah, here you're saying you have the opposite problem trying to get the seniors discounts to show proof of age. Now, nobody hell ever asked me that. They said, I want the seniors discount. No problem. So Santa's laser engraving. She's I was 45 at the time, white hair then, with the wife at Subway. Wife was buying that day, I guess, at the counter, an 18-year ass. You need the discount for your father?
Ouch.
I will say a little bit of a funny story. I was with some friends of ours. We were down in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. This guy and I are exactly the same age. We're both 68 years old. Whereas back then, we would have been 65 then. And this guy's trying to sell some stuff to him, and he's not interested. He looks at me and goes, "What about your dad?" I was a little bit insulted over that. So Velf is saying, "I don't have an issue."
The heart.
Yeah. Velf is saying, "I don't have an issue with AI for me, but if I'm paying for it, I want it to be real, or else I could just hop into Chat GPT and do it myself." That's true.
Yeah.
Says, "You'd be the first to show my face. Think about it. Thanks for the invite, guys, and you're absolutely more than welcome."
Of course, he doesn't say he's going to accept because you know he's clearly like some kind of undercover agent.
Well, he can't be uglier than me, so might as well get on here.
You might be wanted in 37 countries. You don't know.
Oh, yeah. Say, I don't know if I have the face or voice for video. I find it easier to type up my scripts ahead of time and use 11 Labs for the voice. I like to use my own voice.
Yeah, me too. That's all I got. Right,
Rick,
we're out of chat.
Yeah, Rick is muted or something, or we're not hearing him.
Yeah.
All we're getting is a buzz. Rick has a buzz.
He's got bees. You're very quiet.
Right. My mic died, so I went to drop into the internal. I just want to thank everyone for joining the live. We'll see you on the next live broadcast. Thumbs up.
Let's shut it down. I would say, Rick, do you have anything you want to say on closing? But we wouldn't hear it anyway.
No, we wouldn't hear it. I think he's saying we're all going to close up. So this is Roger from Roger's Shop. There's Steve from Steve Makes Everything, and Rick from Rick's 2 Cents. We'll see you all next week.
Yep. Take care, everyone.